All right, what's up, everybody? Look, this is going to be a bit of a shaky video because we're actually heading out to New Orleans for the day, but I just wanted to make a quick update because of what I'm seeing from Solana is super implicative that the macro dynamic is changing, and it's something you need to be aware of because it's very good. It's a very good thing for us Solana holders. Now, you know that we've been talking about Solana on the channel 2 or 3 times every single week for 2 years straight, when almost every other influencer, every other channel, every other news outlet, they all stopped talking about it. They all stopped covering it. They gave up hope with the FTX situation. We kept talking about it. We were investing into this thing in the low teens, 13, 14, 15, $16. And obviously because of that, you know, we've been able to really see what's happening over the years, right? Because again, it's been 2 years straight that we've been picking up on its patterns, picking up on its tendencies, and things are changing for the better. Okay, so in the last video, I told you all that Solana was in an ascending channel. It was getting bearish indicators. The chart prime oscillator was flipping bearish, and all of these things were saying that there was a high chance that we actually saw Solana pull back. But I told you all that even though it's more likely that it does pull back, if I'm wrong and this thing does melt upwards and go upwards, it's a sign that the macro dynamic is changing, and I'm now confirmed in the belief that I believe the macro dynamic is different. What I mean when I say the macro dynamic is different is the idea that I now believe Solana is in its super cycle. I believe that Solana is back into its bullish macro super cycle, in which it should clear its all-time high in this uptrend that it's in from a macro perspective. Now, I'm not saying that I think it's going to go straight up through its all-time high. I do believe it's most likely that it will get a pullback at some point. It will slow down, the price will cool down, but I do believe that before we put in, you know, a new maybe all-time low or major low or back to the 20s or anything like that, I believe it's more likely that Solana is now in its own bull run and is ready to, like, I think it's going to smash $250 at some point. It might take a year, right? It might slow down for 6 months. It might take a year or something like that, but I am absolutely 100% under the belief that now that we are starting to break some of those tendencies that it's had throughout the bear market, that it's now flipped macro bull market, and it's about time for Solana to really start to chase some of those previous all-time highs. And so obviously the way this impacts me is I am going to start to increase my dollar cost average even more than I have been. I did pause it. I paused dollar cost averaging while we were initially in that ascending channel because I thought the pullback might happen. But at this given point, now that I'm sure that we are in a macro super cycle for Solana that easily could be all-time high breaking, I'm just going to dollar cost average almost no matter what, whether or not we are pulling back or whether or not we are not pulling back, okay? And so I'll keep you guys up to date on it. Obviously, in the next video that I post, which should be maybe tomorrow or Saturday, I'm going to show you some of these tendencies that are actually changing, like some of the things that have broken. As you guys remember, like I said just now, like with the ascending channel, in the bear market, there was nearly a 90 to 95% chance that that broke to the downside and we got a pullback. But when things like that don't happen, when it actually melts upwards and we break through resistance off of that, it is a key sign. It is a key sign, again, that the macro dynamics is completely different. And obviously for us holders, that's for the better. So like I said, guys, we've been talking about this thing when no one else was. We were talking about this thing when most people gave up on it, and we're going to continue to do that in the good times, especially considering we were here throughout all the bad times. So stay tuned. I'll bring you an update tomorrow once I'm not driving, and I can give you a little bit more information on exactly what I am expecting. But just know that I do believe that the Solana bull market, the Solana super cycle is here, and we will we're probably going to capitalize on a ton more gains, even from the 4 or 5x that we're up from here. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you all soon. Peace out, everybody.